sausage? Sausage!
Who are they?
Afternoon, monkeys. Johnny Yorkshire Monkey here. Hope you're doing well on this glorious Friday. It's the beginning of the weekend and it's going to be scorching. Right. Airport cop who flashed his warrant card to get out of trouble over drunken snog on a holiday flight, guilty of gross misconduct. John Ashton would have been sacked had he not already left the G.M.P, Greater Manchester Police. A disciplinary hearing concluded. An ex-cop was guilty of gross misconduct for flashing his warrant card in an attempt to get out of trouble following a drunken snog on a holiday flight. A disciplinary hearing has concluded. John Ashton, 55, would have been sacked had he not already left the force, according to Greater Manchester Police. He now works at Aldi. There you go. Not wrong with working at Aldi, but it's a bit of a come down for him, isn't it? The then PC, who was based at Manchester Airport, landed in trouble with his own force over his conduct during a flight to the Dominican Republic in 2018. Passengers complained when they saw Ashton from West Houghton getting amorous with his girlfriend Diane Gill, a midwife who ended up narrowly escaping prison for her behaviour on board. When asked to move, PC Ashton insisted on speaking to the captain and said, "I'm a police officer, I can get on the flight deck, I have got a right to." He is then said to have produced his warrant card. Gill, 57, was handed a suspended prison sentence in 2019 after a court heard she had been amorously kissing her partner on a drunken Thomas Cook Airlines flight to the Caribbean island on May 7, 2018. Complaints were made to cabin crew after passengers reported Gill and her partner PC Ashton were engaged in an over-the-top film kiss with arms wrapped around each other moments before taking off. The loved-up pair were asked to stop as the passengers and crew felt their behaviour was inappropriate, the court heard. But a few hours into the flight, Gill began pointing her finger at a passenger sitting behind her and verbally abused them, and flight crew, demanding to know who had made the complaint about the couple, the court heard. Crew noticed an empty bottle of champagne and empty miniature bottles of wine at her feet, and the couple were said to have admitted they brought their own alcohol onto the flight. The crew members said they were kissing energetically, with their hands all over each other, and they were kissing without coming up for air. The hearing was told they appeared to show a complete disregard that they were in a public place and did not seem to care that others on board might find it unacceptable, particularly families travelling with children. The couple were engaged in heavy petting as if no one else was present. They were asked to vacate the emergency seats in which they were sitting, as they were deemed to be in such a state they were unfit to open emergency doors if required. Passengers are only allowed to sit in the emergency exits if they can assist in the event of an incident, the judge was told. The crew thought both were intoxicated, although Gill was beyond drunk, slurring her speech, argumentative, unsteady, and incapable of following instructions, according to the prosecution. The couple refused to move at first, but relented and were placed in alternative seats in time for landing. Police in the Dominican Republic escorted the couple off the aircraft after Thomas Cook flight MT2628 touched down. The airline considered their behaviour such as they refused to fly them back to Manchester at the end of their holiday, and they had to get home with another airline. The court heard how one member of the cabin crew described how PC Ashton said he wanted to speak to the captain during the flight. Police officer, "I can get on the flight deck, I have the right to," and then produced his warrant card. When they landed in the Dominican Republic, the couple were escorted off the plane by local police. Before the crew could explain the situation to the officers, PC Ashton said he said to have told the officers, "Hi gentlemen, can I just explain what to you what..." When they landed back in Manchester, both Gill and her police officer boyfriend ended up in trouble. Gill was charged with being drunk on an aircraft and admitted the offence when she was brought before a judge in Manchester Crown Court in 2019. Gill of Abercroft West Horton was handed a 3-month prison sentence, but Judge Anthony Cross QC suspended the sentence for 12 months. PC Ashton was not charged with any criminal offence. However, he faced a G.M.P. internal gross misconduct investigation by the Police Standards Branch of Greater Manchester Police. By the time of his disciplinary hearing last week, Ashton was no longer a serving officer. He left his force in 2019 although the exact terms of his departure have not been disclosed. Spokeswoman for the G.M.P. confirmed the panel found Ashton guilty of misconduct and ruled he would have been dismissed had he still been with the force. The former officer narrowly escaped prison sentence in January after being found 4 times over the limit when he crashed his car. He hit the curb, swerved into the wrong side of the road in the BMW and hit an oncoming car. The shocked driver of the other car saw the former PC, who had downed a bottle and a half of red wine, stagger out of his car and beg her not to tell the police as he was going through a serious court case. The father of one narrowly escaped jail after he admitted drink driving. Wigan and Leigh Magistrate Court heard a woman was driving a VW Polo along a long right-hand bend in the Hoskers in West Orton about 20 miles per hour when she spotted the defendant's BMW coming round the speed at a bend at about 6:05 on November 30th last year. The BMW hit a curb, then veered off onto the wrong side of the road, heading towards the driver of the Polo. The woman navigated her car into the centre of her in an attempt to move it out of the way, but the BMW clipped and damaged the rear passenger side of the wheel of her Polo, according to the prosecutor. The woman stopped her Polo, and Ashton had also stopped his BMW a little further along the Huskers. She said he stumbled and looked as if he had no balance, the court heard. Ashton told the woman he was sorry and asked not to call the police as he was going through a hard time and going through a court case, according to the prosecutor. He was slurring his words and struggling to speak. Police were called and Ashton was arrested before being taken to a police station where the lowest of 2 breath tests showed he had 147 micrograms of alcohol per 100 millilitres of breath, which is more than 4 times the limit for driving. Ashton told officers he had downed 1.5 bottles of red wine he had purchased that morning. He had been to his mother's home and the home of his ex-wife. He told officers he knew he was over the limit and should not have been driving, the court heard. Ashton of Bolton Road, West Houghton, has pleaded guilty to drink driving at an earlier hearing. He was handed a 16-week suspended prison sentence, banned from driving for 3 years and ordered to complete 20 days of rehabilitation activity. Well, there you go. What would happen if me or you were 4 times over the limit and crashed into another car? Do you think we'd escape with such a lenient sentence? I think not. Anyway, let me know down below what you think there, monkeys, and we'll catch you soon. Stay safe, everybody, and enjoy your weekend.